five levels. Hello everyone. This week we are going to talk about five levels of attachment. I'm not sure how many of you read Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Uh, that is a big, very nice, wonderful book, Four Agreements. I just will cover it briefly in today. His son wrote this book, Five Levels of Attachment. One of his son wrote Fifth Attachment, and there is a Fifth Agreement. That's another book. So he extended his father's book, and this son wrote a different one, which is Five Levels of Attachment. Just like in India, we have ancient rishis and saints. There is in Mexico, there is Naguls. They call Naguls, Naguls. They follow very old technology and similar to us. Who am I? Ramana Maharshi, famously known that Who Am I book and the methodology. They also talk about we are same as stars, and there is no difference between stars and us. Only our beliefs and our attachments and everything will mask our who we are, and then we are in this world and trying to go back to the original. So in this book he talks about those things, and he says his guru is his dad as well as his grandma. So I did some presentation just to share something. Let me share that. Can I share them, Kalpana?
Yeah, I gave you,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So his grandmother always asked him, "Are you using knowledge, or is knowledge using you?" Through our education, we gain different knowledge, different things. And if somebody asks me, who am I will say, I'm Nagaraj, I am husband, I am father, I am grandpa. All these things I will tell. I'm an engineer, I work for Boeing. All of them are there. This is knowledge. That knowledge is accumulated in throughout my life. The question she puts is that knowledge using me, or am I using the knowledge? So that question led him to this thing, and he talks about there is a big idea from this one is we are not born with beliefs, and when a kid is born, he doesn't have any beliefs with him. He doesn't we pour beliefs into the kid there. Your name is Nagaraj, you are my son, you are this is your mom. So those are the small things, and starting from there they start adding beliefs, and they start we as a kid we attach, we gain all the beliefs and attachments to the body and everything. That's what they say. It's a smoke. It's a smoky mirror. They call it a smoky mirror, and all the judgments, self judgments, everything will come. In the four agreements, he talks about his dad talks about domestication. You are a good boy. If the boy or girl does as expected with a parent, we say you are a good boy. Otherwise, you are a bad boy. Mom gets angry because you are doing this thing. Dad is angry because you got less marks in the math. All this is programming the kid. We can think about our own life, how we got programmed. We give rewards if the kid acts as expected by me, the parents. Sometimes we differ, parents differ, so we always think, oh, their kid does so much noise or so many things which my kids doesn't do of all that stuff. So we keep comparing. We don't have any manuals for the upbringing of the children. Our only manual is the knowledge you have and knowledge you gained from the parents. So the using that we bring up and we domesticate the kid with all the good and bad, good and bad. So similar thing from here in Sanatana Dharma also same thing. We come with a pure heart and the dirt starts accumulating. One of the saint mentioned that We are what we are already. We don't need to realize something or anything like that. We need to remove the dirt on the heart so that we can go into the pure state. So I see a lot of similarities between our Indian way of thinking as well as these people the thinking. If you haven't read Four Agreements, I strongly recommend it. So the objective of the book is to move away from fanatism, where knowledge is controlling us, back to authentic self, where we are the masters of our choices. So four agreements is, briefly I give you the four agreements. One is be impeccable with your word, which is Satyameva Jayate. Always tell the truth is one of our India's rule. These people says be impeccable with the word. These two, second and third, not taught to us anywhere, where it says don't take anything personally. But we use that in India a lot of times, like dil ko mat le re. We tell that, but whether we are following or not, don't take it to the heart. We casually say that to the friends when something happens, but we don't take it. We don't think deeply about it. So he put that is don't take anything personally. And the third one is don't make assumptions. We make a lot of assumptions. If somebody doesn't call me for 15 days, I think that, oh, that guy got angry because when I was going that way, I didn't greet him because I was busy. He is angry. So this is all my story. We create stories for everything and go with it. So he says, don't assume anything. Uh, Basically, if you are in a doubt, ask them, clear it instead of creating a story and living in your story. We are anyhow, we all have our own world. Like I have my own world and you are all coming into my world and taking whatever you want and you build your own world. So instead of assuming something, find out what's going on. And the last fourth one is always do your best. That is another one. So his son expanded it to fifth agreement, where he says be skeptical but learn to listen. So always learn to listen. Listening is very important. So instead of blindly following, which is our Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism also says question. All questioned because of some people questioned, we got them like Mahabharata or Bhagavata. All of them are in a question and answer format. That's how we got all of them. So same thing here. They are saying be skeptical but learn to listen. So five levels of attachment is he mentions how we go from level 1 to level 5, but it's not like we are stuck in one level. We are always moving in between all five of them. I don't know whether level 1 still we have level 1 or not, but at least we were moving between them. Authentic self to preference, we have some preferences. We identify, like I identify that I am a Hindu, I am a practicing Hindu, I am Nagaraj. This identity comes, and internalization is part of your body. Like I am the like fight for that thing. Fanatism is we are seeing the people who are fighting for what they believe in. We also sometimes go fanatics because let's say he beautifully tells about a ball game between these five levels. Let's say we all are aware of cricket. So let's say there is a cricket game is going on. He talks about ball game, but I'm putting as a cricket here. So you go to the cricket and you don't know the teams. Both are playing. So you enjoy the game. Oh man, this guy is bowling very well. What's his name? Oh, this guy is playing very well. What's his batsman's name? So you don't have any preference. You go with the flow and enjoy the game. There is no hatred, no love, nothing. Just and you come home, you forget about it. There is nothing there. That's what he says, like authentic self. I will cover details, but the game part, what he described in the book, I want to give that one. So then you have some preference, like you know the team's names, and you think that this if this team wins, it's good. Like Sri Lanka versus Australia, you might prefer Sri Lanka. So you say, oh, if Sri Lanka wins, it's good. So you have some preference there, but not like attached to the result about it. Then identity comes in. In identity, you have strong feeling about one of the team. You want that team to win and you participate with that team, that home team, and then enjoy and all that stuff, identity. But still you come home, you don't have any grudges against anybody, you are enjoy the game, come home. Only that time you are identifying with one of the team. Internalization is you, it's a little bit deeper. Now it's your team, you want them to win. However, you still don't have any grudges, all that stuff. But fanatism is India versus Pakistan. India needs to win. So you become so immersed in the result and you want it. That is where we go into fanaticism. So we move between all five of them. We are not stuck at one place. Depending upon the situation, we move. So we need to think about where we are in every situation. So one of the beautiful sentences is self-judgment resides where self-acceptance wishes to be. Because of our domestication and other stuff, we create self-judgment and we try to live as per the image. So let's say my dad used to tell that you are good in mathematics. I try to strive to maintain that image. If childhood time, if they says you are poor in mathematics, you in the four agreements book he says one kid, uh, one lady doesn't want to sing, and when they dig deeper, when she was a kid, and kids sing without any inhibition. One time she was singing and mom came home from work and she had a lot of headache, a very severe headache, and she got irritated by the kids singing and says, "You sing like a ghost," or something like that, told to her, and that stuck in her mind, and she is afraid to sing from that time onwards. But she doesn't know about it; it's there, but still she feels fear. Those are the things like we accumulate from childhood and then we don't know anything unless we go dig deeper, or through meditation or something we get rid of them, bring it out and then examine and release them. So that's why they say self judgment resides where self acceptance wishes to be there. Filters obscure real me, that is called, they call as smoky mirror. So level one, as I mentioned, authentic self. You hold beliefs lightly. They serve you, but don't define you. They don't define, and you can change these, change or release these beliefs when they no longer align with your truth. Behavior reflects conscious choice rather than compulsion. So this question is beautiful question. Is knowledge controlling you, or are you controlling the knowledge? That is the question. He changes the answer every level. Look at, observe the detail. That's why I typed it out here. I am a living being regardless of my knowledge, which exists only because I exist. Because I am here, my knowledge exists. Like I am Nagaraj, I am this, I am that. All that is existing because of me, is alive. If this body is not there, if the life in this body is not there, all that knowledge is gone. So I am real. Knowledge is not really real. So in the preference level, you prefer certain beliefs, identities, or ways of being, but you are still flexible. Discomfort arises if preferences are threatened, but you retain openness to alternatives. This we see a lot of times. Sometimes friend or somebody pushes a button in you, and you might jitter, and afterwards say, hey, it's okay, it's not big deal. That's where we are in a preference state. It's not shaking your core. So here, is knowledge controlling you? Are you controlling the knowledge? Here our answer is I use knowledge as the tool by which I engage my preferences in life. This state is the stimulus and response. When stimulus comes, you don't react immediately, you respond to it because you examine what thoughts are coming and then respond to the situation. Identification, here beliefs become part of your identity. I am this, I am that, I am Nagaraj, I am engineer, all this stuff. Emotional reactions intensify when beliefs are challenged. Losing the beliefs losing the belief feels like losing yourself. Here we feel so much like attachment is still there, and we these are the thoughts which shake you if somebody try to push you. Like if somebody says I am not Nagaraj, I will fight for them, because I will say no, 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 I am Nagaraj, my dad gave me this name. So that is the state we are in identification here. Again, is knowledge controlling you, or are you controlling the knowledge? I identify myself with my knowledge. Say I'm identifying, I'm an engineer, although I use it to see and understand the world. Level 4 is internalization. I internalize that. You completely internalize a belief system. It controls your perceptions and behavior. You defend your views fiercely and may attack or withdraw from differing viewpoints. Suffering increases because reality is filtered through rigid beliefs. When does suffering happens? Something is not happening from as per my expectations. If my expectations are so strong, then I get suffering because they don't meet. I if I expect this thing needs to go this way, that way, and everything, and it doesn't happen, then the suffering happens. So expectations or beliefs, all these things are causing the suffering. So again, the question is knowledge controlling you, or are you controlling the knowledge? My identity in the form of my knowledge gives me the rules and guidelines by which I live my life. The rules and guidelines are there. Like I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat meat. I am vegan. I don't take milk. These are the rules given by the knowledge, and we are going by that. Level 5 is fanatism, total attachment, absolute certainty. Beliefs are treated as objective truth and non-negotiable. Just like people says, you are come to my path, or you are not eligible to live. You are willing to harm others or yourself to protect that belief. This level creates greatest suffering and rigid separation from reality and the other people. Here, my knowledge controls my every action. So these are the 5 levels. Then he tells you how to get freedom from these 5 beliefs. He says awareness. Notice the stories and beliefs you carry. That's why I'm telling you to read 4 agreements, which is, I'll tell you one secret now how to read books also if you're not a um, regular reader of a book. Nowadays, you have tools. I will tell you at the end. So, awareness, notice the stories and beliefs you carry, question them, ask where a belief is coming from and whether it serves you. Like some of the beliefs are there, whether they serve you or not. Is it helping me? Question it. Choosing by consciously deciding whether to keep, modify, or release a belief. We can have, we can change, we can have flexibility. We don't need to lose our peace of mind by sticking to some belief which is not no longer serving me. We can modify it. And then a non-attachment. Hold beliefs lightly and stay connected to the present moment and your authentic self. This one I think of Bhagavad Gita, where it says, do things without expecting the result. When you don't expect the result, you will do very well. But if you think of, oh, I need to get class first and other and strive for it and put so much effort to get it, it will be disheartening if something happens. I'm not saying you don't need to study or something like that, but on that day something happened and you may lost a mark or two. So, okay, somebody else got first class first, that's fine. You did your best. Again, rule the agreement 4, do your best. And results, don't attach to the result. Love and compassion. Replace defensiveness with curiosity and compassion towards self and others. Be curious. Curious is the one of the beautiful thing we need to develop. Always be curious. Then only you will read books or you will listen to authors, you will listen to do something because of the curiosity. Be open. Open-minded is always helpful to see what's happening in yourself, and compassion towards other yourself first and others also. This compassion towards self is because we are the worst critics of ourselves. We criticize ourselves like, you are not eligible for that. You are, you don't know anything. There are a lot of things like that. We talk ourselves. Cut it out. Be love yourself and show your compassion towards yourself. For that, again, I bring a lot of references. Love yourself is Louise Hay. Some of you might have known about her. She always says, love yourself. Even in India also, they says, once you love yourself, then only you can love other people. Wayne Dyer is another author. He used to say, that's what I heard. Maybe other people said same thing. He says, if you squeeze an orange, you get orange juice. If you squeeze an apple, apple juice comes. But you cannot get a mango juice out of apple. The same way, if you have love in yourself, when you squeeze, that means when you got tested, love only comes out. If you have a lot of anger inside, when the situation tests you, the anger will come out immediately. So it's not other people making you angry. That is again blaming theory. Yeah, nobody makes you angry. It's what is inside you coming out. So think about why I'm getting angry. What makes me angry? Usually, anger comes because of helplessness. We are not able to change other person. We are not able to change that situation. So anger goes up. So practical exercise in the book is he says start journaling about the origin of your core beliefs, observe your emotional reactions, and get what cues you can get from that attachment. Practice loving language shifts from I believe versus I know to loosen the certainty. When you say I believe, that is the thing, but I know it, so there might be opportunity to change it. Small acts of choosing differently to test and expand flexibility. Practical takeaway from this is, so what, you may ask. It says self awareness uses the 5 levels as a measuring stick. When you feel angry or triggered, ask, what level of attachment am I at right now? Detachment is not indifference. You can still care about things, but you don't let them own you. Respect for others. Once you see your own attachments, you realize others are also trapped in theirs. This leads to a deeper compassion and less judgment. This is a beautiful thing where you can see other people also trapped similar situations. Then you will say, oh, okay, he might be done this because of this thing. So you get the compassion instead of judgment up. So this is what is I captured. Any questions or something? Otherwise, I'll tell you how what it is. Right now, AI tools are there. You just go and say, give me book summary of a book. It will give you a summary. So you get all the points and even the takeaways like this. Most of my presentation I cut and paste from the Boeing AI. I work for Boeing. So Boeing has its own AI tool. So Boeing AI gave some summary and then I went to Google's Gemini. Gemini gave me some different summaries. So I combined them and prepared this presentation. So that is one tool you can explore. And there is another tool called Google LM, which gives you the YouTube video summaries also. So yeah, that's a different topic.